the last few days as to the news of our separation, and your support from both of us is very much appreciated.
Big up Eamonn Holmes. Your support is appreciated. Colleen Nolan cheekily hinted her friend Ruth Langsford was insanely jealous of her bond with Eamonn Holmes just a short while before the couple announced their separation. The Loose Women star spilled the beans in an interview earlier this year about the playful banter she shares with co-star Ruth regarding the possibility of stealing Eamonn. Stealing Eamonn? Colleen dished out the details during a chat with The Express in February as she geared up for her tour. I love winding Ruth up about him. I love it. And me and him get on so well. And Ruth's like, seriously, my best friend and one of my best friends. And I know she's insanely jealous, she disclosed. She gets really jealous, so I love winding her up and going, really, Eamonn's much better with me. But then the papers pick it up, the magazines and stuff, because you were talking about it in to the Express, Colleen. Colleen continued, we do have a laugh about it as soon as she says something about Eamonn. Like, if she's negative about him, she confessed, what's she doing being negative about him? Colleen also suggested Ruth has been expressing some exasperation over Eamonn's health woes, saying, who speaks like this as well? Eamon's health woes. Who says, oh, sorry, I've got health woes. What's a woe? I've got some woes. Woes. Eamonn Holmes pictured in wheelchair as he battles continuing pain, 18th of May. So I haven't seen a picture of him in the wheelchair, although they claim that there is a picture of him in a wheelchair. I haven't seen it. Ruth Langsford returns to TV after Eamonn Holmes' breakup as fans defend her still wearing her wedding ring on air. Like there's loads of this. Like this doesn't end. Let me carry on. She says, he's always moaning with all these ailments. I go, Eamonn's not like that with me. And she says, I swear to God I'm going to kill you. So we do have a laugh about it. Love the two of them so much, reports the Mirror. So they've been having a bit of banter. It's just banter, because obviously I think Eamonn's secretly closeted and that he's going out with Jim from Coronation Street as a couple, and that Ruth and him were just together for the TV so they could get a TV gig. Recalling the harrowing experience, he shared that Ruth was by his side when he lost his footing. I was on a curve of the stairs and I just went back down the stairs and boom, boom, boom down the whole staircase until I hit the stone floor in the hallway. He vividly described the painful aftermath. Blood was pouring out my mouth and a bone was sticking out my shoulder. Ruth came rushing down the stairs. She kept saying, you're fine. Everything's okay. You're fine. I said, Ruthie, there's a bone sticking out my shoulder. I'm not fine. The couple reportedly endured a 4-hour wait for medical assistance. Even Eamonn Holmes can't get a fucking ambulance these days. Even Eamonn Holmes can't get a fucking ambulance. Do you know what I mean? My friend broke her leg, right? This is the God's honest truth. This happened last year. My friend, was it during COVID? My friend broke her leg, right? And we rang the ambulance. She had a broken fucking leg. Right, we rang the ambulance and they said, listen, it's going to be quite a wait for an ambulance. So do you think you could take her to the hospital? And we were like, yeah, we probably could, but should we move her, being as she's probably broken her leg? And they were like, have you given her a paracetamol? We said, we've given her a paracetamol. Yeah, okay. And they said, well, give her a move her a little bit. Just move her a little, give her a little move and get her in the car, get her to the hospital, because we ain't fucking coming. So... Eamonn Holmes can't get an ambulance, lying on the floor arguing with Ruth about his shoulder. There's the fucking bone sticking out, Ruth. Oh, Eamonn, you'll be fine. I'm not going to be fine. Call an ambulance. I'm not calling an ambulance. You'll be fine. Pour yourself another whiskey, Eamonn. Call your own ambulance. They'll be here in 4 hours. I'm going back to bed. Ruthie put a pillow under my head and sat with me in the hall, and we tried to sleep. He says, you shouldn't fall asleep if you've got a massive fall down the stairs, bust up your shoulder. You could have concussion. You are to keep the patient awake. This is so fucked. I don't even believe this happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, how did he end up on the floor with a bust up shoulder? Ruth, and he fell down the stairs, boom, 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 and it just went all the way down the stairs and then into the kitchen as well. He fell all the way into the kitchen and broke his shoulder. That's how that happens. I'm always hearing about people falling down the stairs and breaking their shoulders and the bone sticking out. That's normal. Ruth pegged him down the stairs. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that maybe this was a fight between him and Jim from Coronation Street, you know. Maybe they've had a bit of a domestic and Ruth's had to cop the flak. Because I'm telling you. Anyway, look, Ruth has since spoken about the change in their relationship since she became his carer. In an emotional reveal, she said, being a carer is not always easy, but when someone you love needs help, you step up. During a heartfelt magazine interview. I mean, that's bollocks, isn't it? They just get home help. Like, surely Eamonn Holmes can get the helping hands. Like, he can afford it. At the beginning of the year, she expressed deep concerns. Yeah, Jim's doing the both of them. No, Jim's also quite... You think he's quite tough, but that's just covering it. He was doing that interview with Luke. We've seen it. This is gold. I should be doing this on Battery Exhausted when I feel up to it, which is now. At the beginning of the year, she expressed deep concerns for his well-being. For 2024, I obviously hope for Eamonn that his back improves. That's this year, my New Year's resolution is I hope your back gets better. I hope you can handle the stairs again soon, Eamonn. Who wins in a three-way peg-off, Luke, Jim or Eamonn? Well, this is it. Luke's being inducted by Jim and Eamonn, isn't he? Luke wants to get into the television industry, and he's bumped into this guy in the pub, Jim McDonald, who says he can get him in. All he's got to do is come to one of Eamonn Holmes' parties. It's not like... You've heard of Puff Diddy and what's going on in Puff Diddy Mansion, yeah? And you've heard of Jeffrey Epstein on the island, right? Well, Jeffrey Epstein's got an island and a jet. And Puff Daddy's got a jet and like an LA mansion. Whereas up in Manchester, Eamonn Holmes has got a semi-detached and a cellar. Like, it's not the same pizzazz as a Puff Daddy party, but you still have to go in the cellar. You know, at least if you get shagged by R. Kelly, then you've got a proper autograph, haven't you? At least you get a proper autograph out of that. You can show someone your R. Kelly autograph. But if you get shagged by whomever Eamonn Holmes is friends with, someone a fucking bargain hunt. I went to a celebrity sex party and I had to suck off someone from Bargain Hunt. Can't even remember their fucking name. It's useless to me, that is. I'm not getting in the films this way. So Luke's had to do that. Luke's had to go the hard way. Luke gets to read out Eamonn Holmes' scripted take on Baby Reindeer for his YouTube show, but on the B-side, he did have to take it from one of the fellas that used to be in Hollyoaks. So it's not ideal, is it? So... This is comedy gold. Being a carer is not always easy. She's right. I had to care for my nan. It was tough. But we did have the help of my mom. And also, like we said, the helping hands, like they came in at the weekend sometimes to help me. I expect Eamonn Holmes has got a system. At the beginning of the year, she expressed her deep concerns for his well-being. I hope that his back improves. He's not in pain and he can move around more. Ruth herself has navigated through tough times, including the tragic loss of her sister Julia, who ended her own life in 2019. That's awful. Ruth also looks after her mother, who suffers from Alzheimer's and lives in a care facility close to Ruth's home. So she has to go and visit her. Eamonn Holmes and Ruth Langford announced their decision to part ways after 14 years of marriage, and with a heartfelt joint statement on Saturday the 25th of May. It read, this is the heartfelt joint statement. Ruth Langsford and Eamonn Holmes have confirmed their marriage is over and they're in the process of divorcing. Wait, that's not a heartfelt joint statement. Well, I mean, it said Ruth Langsford and Eamonn Holmes have confirmed their marriage is over and they're in the process of divorcing. It's just like stating the facts there, isn't it? Brutal facts. It's done. I never want to see that man again, said Ruth Langsford today in OK Magazine. Ruth Langsford spills all in OK Magazine, in Now Magazine exclusive. Eamonn was well eggy when he was lying on the floor, and basically it was the last straw. I told him not to have all that whiskey, and I told him when he wears those slippers he always trips on the steps, but he won't fucking listen to me, will he? So he tried to come up the steps. I told him to take off those fucking slippers. They're stupid slippers anyway. I don't want slippers going around the house stinking up the bedroom. I told him to leave those slippers downstairs, but would he listen to me? Would he bollocks? Up he comes with his big Billy big bollocks, and there he goes, trippy tripson, and he fell over. And he tried to grab hold of me and get me to help him. Would I help him? Would I bollocks? I'm more likely to have pushed him. Fuck Eamonn. I'm glad he fell down the stairs. When he went over on his shoulder, I run down and first of all, I couldn't help but laugh. And I thought, you're not so fucking big now, are you? With your shouting and your yelling and your big special TV career. Now you're lying on the floor, Mr. GB fucking News. No one wants you now. Well, I've got loose women. I've got Colleen Nolan. I'm going to go on without you. And I called the ambulance and I thought, fuck this, 4 hours, I'm going back to bed, says Ruth Langsford in Woman's Own magazine centerfold spread. And then what will happen is that will trigger Eamonn, right? And Eamonn will start going in the news. Eamonn will start doing GB News exclusives about Ruth Langsford's steamy, sordid affairs with that one from Hollyoaks. She was always on the Snapchat with that one from Hollyoaks. And then Luke does an exclusive interview with that one from Hollyoaks on his YouTube channel. You couldn't write it, except I just did write it. Ruth Langsford hints at existing strong relationship with Eamonn Holmes's children, with one major clue. Like, what are we talking about now? This is OK This is actually from OK Magazine. Ruth Langsford hints at existing strong relationship with Eamonn Holmes's children, with one major clue. Ruth Langsford may have announced her split from Eamonn Holmes over the weekend, but it appears to be the only family tie she's cut. Ruth, 64, who was married to Eamonn, also 64, for 14 years, remains close to her stepchildren despite the shock split, and shows fans her positive. Do they get an AI to write this? Do they get artificial intelligence to do this? It's just they use a certain sort of, they use all the. It's like reading the newspaper. Shock split, but it is the newspaper, I suppose, isn't it? And shows fans her positive relationship with them still exists, as she continues to follow Eamonn's 3 children on Instagram. So because she... Listen. Because she didn't block his 3 children on Instagram after she split up with Eamonn Holmes, they've written that up as a story in OK Magazine that proves that she still has a strong relationship with them. In an honest chat on Loose Women in 2021, she shared an insight into her life as a stepmom and said, "I'm very lucky I have a fantastic relationship with my stepchildren." So that proves it. Something she said she said that in 2021, so we'll stick that in there. And then like, what are they doing? Who reads this shit? Who reads this? Isn't right. You can't do a news story that says she hints at an existing strong relationship with the children with one major clue. You can't have... Listen. She didn't hint at anything. There was no clue. Because she didn't unfollow them on social media doesn't mean that she's hinting at anything. This is Ellie Arquette levels of nuts. Wait. I'm starting to get giddy with this now. It's starting to make me feel giddy. Oh yeah, you could pull Ruth. I think Ruth's had to pretend to be married to Eamonn Holmes for 14 years, while on the side, she's not been allowed to have public relations because that would bust it, and he'd be like, don't you even think about seeing a man, Ruth. She's desperate for it now, whereas Eamon's been getting his sauce on with with Jim McDonald from Coronation Street whenever he fucking feels like. They've been in the snooker room, haven't they, having their little party. Oh, Jim's come around to play snooker again, and she's been like, all right, okay, I'll just go and watch a film. And he's like, can you fetch me some nachos and whiskey? She's like, I'm not your fucking slave. You get the maid to do it. And he's like, the maids are off, it's Saturday. She's like, listen, I agreed to do this for the telly, and no one's pointing cameras at us now, are they? And he's like, that's what you think, you silly bitch. I'm recording you in the toilet. This is what was going on. I'm telling you, it's Manchester Media Mafia, Eamonn Holmes, big up Eamonn Holmes, Manchester Media Masons Mafia, and she's got the benefit of being on the telly. She's got the benefit of being on the telly, so she don't deal with the devil. You have to take, but loveless sham of a marriage, married to the, I don't know if he's closeted, like, he's publicly closeted, I don't know about privately. Him and Jim McDonald, they've got their thing going, and she's just had to sit out in the cold, but he refuses to let her have a man round, because if the Daily Mirror got cottoned on, that would be the end of it. I don't know if you saw my stream the other night, Joe boy. I can't remember what stream we were doing, but something came up in chat, and then it's concept of sponsorship or something, and I said I'm sponsored by. Someone suggested they could like offer me a sponsorship deal of playing a game in chat. They came in and said they could offer me a sponsorship deal, and I said I'm sponsored by Supreme Beds, thanks. So I kind of turned down a sponsor. But it was good because I was like, I'm sponsored by Supreme Beds. So yeah, one major clue that she's still has an existing strong relationship with the kids is that she didn't block them on Instagram. But I'm sure she doesn't actually use her own Instagram anyway, does she? Probably the press agent does it. And I can't believe they wrote that story about it. Eamonn Holmes' family never saw eye to eye with Ruth Langsford out of loyalty to his first wife. Well, that's contradictory. Wait, that's contradictory. Now they're saying they never saw eye to eye. Well, a minute ago, she's still got a strong relationship with the children. Existing strong relationship. This was Friday 31st of May at 6:10. Right? OK Magazine. This was Friday 31st of May at 7:08. So an hour later... They print an article saying she never saw eye to eye with the family, and then an hour later they print an article saying... Sorry, I haven't read OK Magazine. Okay? Like, when I did... like, when I was a kid, I probably read it when I was a kid. You know, like, my mom got magazines sometimes, like... I probably opened it and looked at it. My nan used to have, like, Woman's Own and... What's the one with the puzzles? Like, my nan used to have that, and I used to look at it sometimes, But, in the salon, I'd get the it's like creating an atmosphere in the hairdressing salon. So I'd get, like, the Vogue, ID magazine, the hip magazine, the stylish magazine... and maybe, a couple of those ones with a bit more reading, because the clients would say, have you got a glamour magazine or this magazine with a bit more? And like, I think, well, I can't, like, in the waiting room, I don't want it to be all Woman's Owns. Like, I'd rather it was all more Vogues and ID magazines. Like, it's a bit cooler, innit? But when they're sitting reading the magazines, like, they want a bit more to read. So I've seen a few of the different magazines. I've never really read OK Magazine, but fucking hell. So You've read a few women's odes. Eamonn Holmes never saw eye to eye with Ruth Langsford, right? At 6 o'clock. The family never saw eye to eye with Ruth Langsford at 6 o'clock. And at 7 o'clock, they hint at existing strong relationship. So what the fuck is going on? They're literally just making it up. Apparently the clan never warmed up to his estranged wife. He's been speaking about it on GB News. I'm waiting for the full... You know, there's what's that? Eamonn Holmes shares 3 children with his first wife. His first wife, Gabriella, has the children with him. Like, come on. Look at him there. I don't care how many children he's got. I'm telling you. I wanted to bring Dale Winton into it. Dale Winton's got nothing to do with it. Listen. Dale Winton's supermarket sweep. Is it Dale Winton's supermarket sweep? It's got nothing to do with this. Alexa, Dale Winton's supermarket sweep.
Dale Jonathan Winton was an English radio DJ and television presenter. He presented the show's Supermarket Sweep from 1993 until 2001 and again in
Alexa,
2007.
Dale's supermarket sweep.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
That's more like it. My nan, I caught my nan doing that once. I told you that story, didn't I? We used to have Alexa, and before my nan moved into ours, we were keeping an eye on her, sort of thing, yeah? When she was getting into that phase. So we got an Alexa, and we just left it on all the time, like it was like CCTV. And so it's always on, so it's always connected to us. So I'd go in the kitchen, Alexa would be on in the kitchen, just always connected to Nan. So if you're in the kitchen, you're like, all right, Nan, how you doing? Because you can see her in a chair. You know, you give her some privacy. Like, I don't always just like constantly staring at her, but like always on. If she ever needs to speak to us, she just like can just talk to us immediately, yeah? But she also could use Alexa. Like she could also use it for things, but sometimes she wouldn't know it was on, connected to us. So I was in the kitchen once, and she went, Alexa, Dale's supermarket sweep. Like, so I heard her saying
Sorry,
that.
I don't know that
Yeah,
one.
I know. Yeah, and like I was like, is that what you want to watch on telly now? And I don't know if it's on now. And like, you know, I'd just go and talk to her. Like so obviously she'd ask it for the time sometimes, and I'd tell her the time. But like, if I wasn't connected, it would have just talked to her about Dale's supermarket sweep. But that one's logged in my mind. What's Finocchio? I don't know what Finocchio is. I know what Finucchi is. No, we're not allowed to actually do gay slurs. Listen, I'm treading a very difficult borderline here, where the fact is that he looks gayer than Dale Winton in this picture. I've just got, you know, you just feel it. It's just a thing. But there's nothing wrong with it, right? There's nothing wrong with being gay. What there is something wrong with is pretending not to be gay to further your TV career, having a family and a TV wife as a beard. That's getting out of hand. That's my opinion on it. Same with Darkside Phil. I think Darkside Phil is closeted homosexual to the point where he doesn't even accept it with himself. That's even worse. I think Eamonn Holmes knows that he's gay, but he just fucking, because of his TV career, he just thinks he's not going to do an Eamonn Holmes. Sorry, he's not going to do a Dale Winton. He's going to try and, like, you know, he thought he wanted to be Richard and Judy. So he got himself a wife. I don't know, like, I don't know if Finocchio is a slur or not, because it sounds like Pinocchio, but I don't know what I'm saying out loud. But Finucchi is definitely, like, mafia speak, like The Sopranos, isn't it? Is it? I don't know what it means, but I think it's bad. He's quite good looking there. Maybe. His head's a bit tall, isn't it? And like his haircut there, it's just really bad the way it goes just straight across his ear like that. It almost looks like a wig. Like the whole thing just looks like a fucking wig. Like, would he still look as good if he was completely bald and wearing a wig? You have to ask yourself that. Well, you don't. I just asked you. Eamonn Holmes made a rather grim joke about his wife Ruth Langsford. Vito was on his Johnny Cakes, wasn't he? Eamonn Holmes made a rather grim joke about his wife Ruth Langsford's future, saying, wait, this is Eamonn saying this. This is, bear in mind what I think, what we're saying about Eamonn all this time. He's not the nicest egg, is he? Maybe Ruth will be run over by a bus or something. Who knows? If I get another wife, I might come back, get a local girl. That's awful, talking about Ruth being run over by a bus. That's awful. When did he say this? When did he say this? I want to hear that.
Just before we move on, I'd just like to thank people for your support for Ruth and I over the last few...
For me and Ruth. I can't believe he's on... He thinks he's a news presenter and he can't get his grammar correct. I'd like to thank you for your support for me and Ruth. Not for Ruth and I. You take the other person out of the sentence, so remove Ruth in the sentence. I'd like to thank you for your support for I. That doesn't sound right. I'd like to thank you for your support for me. That sounds better, doesn't it? I'd like to thank you for your support for me over the last couple of weeks. That sounds much better than I'd like to thank you for your support over I. And this, I don't like this as well. The whole, the way they've got this set up on GB News, like Anchorman, where we've got the young pretty woman and the older statesman-like man, because we're listening to the man talk, really.
Days as to...
I don't know who she is. She doesn't have a name, does she? She's on GB News next to him. She doesn't feature really as a presence. It's misogyny news. It doesn't say who she is. It's him.
The news of our separation and your
separation. You mean divorce?
Your support from both of us is very much appreciated.
How's your shoulder, you fat wanker? He said, maybe Ruth will get run over by a bus or something. Who knows? If I get another wife, I might come back, get a local girl. That's awful, talking about Ruth being run over by a bus. That's awful. Earlier this week, the Northern Irish presenter shared some heartfelt words about his separation from Ruth while on air. No, he didn't. He just said, thanks for your support. They weren't heartfelt. I just listened to them. Ruth has yet to publicly comment on the split, but her absence from Loose Women this week was noticeable. You don't know what it means. But you don't know, like, Scary Eamonn, has he had something done to her? Has he had her kidnapped? Why wasn't she on Loose Women? She's been silent. However, she did make an appearance on Shopping Channel QVC. Oh, well, that's fine then. Promoting her clothing line with her wedding ring still on, which is weird. So maybe that was recorded in previous, like... She's been on QVC on Thursday. I want to see it. I want to see it. Surely someone's put this on YouTube. Ruth Langsford QVC wedding ring. I want to see if she's alright. Loose wedding rings this morning. You lost your wedding ring stories, Loose Women. Ruth Langsford faux leather trousers QVC. That could be we might watch that. Miracle Story, the return of the ring. What? Not their ring. It's just rubbish, all this. Ruth Langsford red toenails. Wait. I found something interesting. This channel's called Nail Passion, and if I know my YouTube correctly, this is going to be some weird fetishist who has recorded every instance of someone on the telly who's got their toenails painted. Let's have a look. Right. This doesn't sound like a normal sort of YouTube channel, does it? Betsy's toenails. What the fuck? Catherine Goldsmith toenails. Katie Elliott makeup with long nails. Katie Elliott Malachite advert. Katie Elliott long red. So the fingernails as well. I can understand that, like, you know, pretty hands and fingernails. I sort of can see that. But just random people's toenails. And not feet as well. Like foot fetishists, they're a bit more common, I suppose. But toenails... just even the sound of it, just the word toenails doesn't fill me full of... And like, also, Catwoman's nails there. Joy's pink nails. I'm not seeing. I would have thought they'd have gone for all the. I don't know who is the. There's a lot of QVC, basically, is what I'm saying. I'd have thought they'd have gone. Jodie Johnson talks about herself. Okay, I'm going to have to play that. Jodie Johnson, chocolate brown nails. I'd have thought they'd have gone for people like that I'd heard of that were popular for being attractive in the media, or, Posh Spice's toenails or whatever. But I don't know who these people are. There's Amanda Holden red nails. Julia Roberts thinks feet aren't pretty. Not the Julia Roberts we think, but Julia Roberts from the QVC. Basically, this person watches QVC and is jerking off over their feet and recording it and putting it on YouTube. And there aren't many other people watching it. Lisa Dingle's painted toenails. Listen, there aren't many other people watching it. It's only getting a few hundred views. Let's listen to this.
Hi, my name's Jodie Johnson from Tonic Studios. Now, Tonic Studios was established in 2001, and they built the whole business on the
nice fingernails,
cut, the knives, the scissors, the guillotines, and in recent years we've just built that whole business.
Okay, so she does a business. Why did you clip that and put that on the internet? Okay, I'm gonna have to press one of these about the toenails. It's Ann Dawson's blue. Wait,
brand that's so
it's not gonna be this woman, is it?
many of you out there love. We certainly love it here at QVC, and as was evident,
It's going to be this woman. Oh my God. I'd have thought on QVC they'd have got models. Anne, can you just put on the fucking shoes? Yeah, what about your toenails? I've had them manicured, don't worry.
at 9 o'clock last night and at midnight with a phenomenal Today special value. But what that means is
I don't want to see Anne's toenails.
we may well not have any more of Today's.
I don't mind if she has her feet out at the beach and what have you. If she's wearing flip-flops and going around the supermarket, I'm not bothered. I'm not going to be offended by Anne's toenails. But as a sort of feature, as a clip on YouTube, if you're going to be into toenails, why Anne? Is there a particular, anyway.
Special value, but we're hanging on to this.
Yeah, the fetish is toenails, I think, but I think they get their toenails off QVC primarily. I think they're into QVC as well as they're into, I don't know why the QVC crossover so much, but they have got a lot of QVC on there.
Lady for the day, we really are, because it's so
Maybe
good.
this is what Eamonn spends his day doing while he's drunk. There they are. There they are. And look, don't those shoes look fucking ridiculous on her? Aren't you thinking, there's no way I'm going to buy them? It looks like the Mummy Returns. The Mummy should have returned them. Look at them. They look like they've been strapped to you. The fifth elephant. The fifth element, because she's in the bandages. Fifth elephant. Look at them. There's no style whatsoever. And the toenails are blue to, I don't know, is that good? This one, bless her, it looks like it's been crammed into some other shoes and she might have had a bunion or something. I remember, I don't even want to. My nan used to soak her feet in the, what do you call it, the foot spa. Do you remember when the foot spa came out? Do you remember the foot spa? Do you remember when the foot spa came out? What was the name of the brand of the foot spa? There was like an actual brand of the foot spa. And it was like the foot spa. What was the brand? It was the original foot spa. I don't want to see horrible things on people's feet, thank you. I just want to know the name of that, what was it? It was blue and it was like a foot spa. Please shut the foot, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to see horrible foot things, but sorry.
For something you don't see me in very often, and that is
anyway.
A sandal.
You don't see me in them very often, no. You won't see me in them at all. Not for £114 either. If you think anyone's spending £114 for them, you're off your fucking nut. You can buy a pair of Crocs on Amazon for 30 quid. £114. What you're talking about? Well, I think who's made this channel? 4 weeks ago was the latest, and it's Ruth Langsford. Hang on, Ruth Langsford. Here's Ruth. This is how we got here.
4 weeks we launched them ago now.
Also, each of these clips does this.
4 weeks we launched them.
Which was, that wasn't buffering. That was, I just stopped as well because there's a pause. Because what they've done is they've got this lined up. They've got it on pause. They pressed record, and then press play on this.
We launched them ago now.
So they've got their thing lined up where they want it, but they've done, and that's bad in terms of YouTube because that first bit's paused and you don't know what's going on. But it doesn't matter because this is someone's private collection.
But they are new for this year and they're fabulous. They've been so popular. That's the caramel,
There's
which is just a lovely neutral.
that's lovely. That's £100 worth of shoe. It's not £100 worth of shoe. It's 20 quid's worth of shoe, but you're buying it on QVC.
This is the lower heel,
Yes,
or lower
which
wedge.
people asked
It's
for.
not really a heel,
Yes.
is it? This is the lower wedge. I'm glad I painted my toenails this week.
Glad you are.
Yes, so we've
What do you mean I'm glad I pointed my toenails? You're contractually obliged to do so because you're going to be modelling shoes today.
done the wedges for a few
And you haven't painted them. You've had them painted by a professional person who sits there and does them for you.
years, the higher ones, which have been very, very popular.
And there you go. The TV star posted a mirror selfie in a lift, donning an outfit from her range with the caption, "Yes, it had to be done." She also added Naughty Boy's hit song with Emily Sandé, Lifted, to the Instagram story post. OK has contacted Ruth and Eamonn's reps for comment, but obviously Eamon's and Ruth's reps have not commented. I'm well into this now. Eamonn Holmes shares heartbreaking reason for first divorce after family death. What? Eamonn Holmes has revealed the heartbreaking reason behind the failure of his first marriage to Gabriella. It was recently revealed that the TV star, 64, and Ruth Langsford are split. We know that. However, before he was married to someone else. And he explains this. They just want the words married, breakdown. They just want the hot keywords in the article so they can try and get that trending, even though this article is not about the hot issue. It's about his previous marriage. Gabriella was increasingly indifferent, and I don't know why. I needed her close. I needed her to reach me and ease my pain. But she had concerns of her own, principal of which was an impending birth. Oh my God, the man's an incredible narcissist. I understand that you might have, like, he lost his father. That's bad. Yeah, he's sad. But he needed her to reach him and ease his pain. But she was busy carrying his pregnancy. So she had things on her mind as well. The This Morning host's father, Leonard, suffered a fatal heart attack whilst driving in the countryside of Northern Ireland, aged 65. That's sad. The TV star went on to discuss his unsociable work schedule, saying he had no trouble with that, though Gabriella obviously did. He admitted, "That was the first time I realised there wasn't the emotional support for me, though I probably suspected it." Countdown host Anne Robinson later also criticised Eamonn for the amount of work he accepted while his 3 children were growing up, saying he sacrificed fatherhood for fame. Oosh. Eamonn quickly fought back against the comments in an interview on RTE1's The Meaning of Life. He said, "This, coming from a man who would fly back from London for his kids' school sports days, who would take the last flight out of Belfast at 10 o'clock at night when he'd tuck them up at bed at 8 p.m. You know, who just was there for them all the time, at every need for them." And there they all are, looking fucking lovely, fabulous. That's Ruth there. They're all having a drink. They all love it. Having a drinky. Nice drinky. I don't know if these are all his kids or if these are partners of his kids. I don't know if these are his daughters or not. Big up Eamonn Holmes though. There's Anne Robinson, smug bitch. She's had a pop at him. Now it's being brought up again, so she can't escape that. Once you've had a pop at Eamonn, you've always had a pop at Eamonn, and you're going to get brought up again. Obviously, I like Anne. I was only saying smug bitch as a joke. I like Anne. I think she's good. But Eamonn's really fucking cross. She lost half her sleeve there. Don't know what's happened on Countdown. They've had a right go on Countdown. Your hair's nice, your glasses are alright. What's happened to your sleeve? Oh, we had a right go on Countdown today. Don't even ask. And this is the man who went into an airport lounge one Sunday morning, very, very early in Belfast. And there was one other person in that lounge, and it was Anne Robinson. I walked over to her and I simply said very coldly and heartfeltly meant, if you were a bloke, I would knock your fucking head off. I just want you to know that. Yeah, Anne Robinson and Eamonn Holmes have got beef. Anne's a lovely lady. I don't think she's a horrible bitch, like I said. That was a joke. That was Eamonn Holmes' voice, you know. But the for anyone that can't get it, you know. But the this isn't a joke. This is what Eamonn said to her in the airport. It was very, very early in the morning in Belfast. And there was an airport lounge. No doubt this is the fucking VIP lounge, isn't it? Like, we're not going into the airport lounge with Anne Robinson and Eamonn Holmes, are we? Big up Eamonn Holmes. So it's very early in the morning. Anne Robinson's got to catch a flight. She's in the airport lounge. British Airways VIP. Eamonn walks in. He spies her from across the thing. Oh, there's Anne. So I walked over to her and I simply said, very coldly and heartfelt meant, if you were a bloke, I would knock your fucking head off. What do you mean? You can't say that to Anne Robinson in the airport. You can't say that to Anne Robinson in the airport. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I just want you to know that. She knows it now. You just said it to her. Fuck me. Fucking hell. You can't. She's got to get on the plane with you. She's frightened now. If you were a bloke, I would knock you. And like, she doesn't. Like, she knows that she might have said something about him. What did she say about him? She said he sacrificed fatherhood for fame. That's what she said. It's a bit harsh, but it's, you know, it's like a comment, isn't it? He worked really hard and he got really sacrificed fatherhood for fame. Don't know how she knows anything about his kids or anything, but that's what she said. He saw her in an airport, right? So she knows that Eamonn exists and she knows that she said that in the media, but she doesn't know that's the exact reason why he's walked up to her at 3 o'clock in the morning in an airport and said, if you were a bloke, I would knock your fucking head off. Careful, Joe. I know I just said it, but I was only saying it as a joke. I don't think the B word is I think actually, like, the B word's pretty bad. If we want to get this one on YouTube, we're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to caution us against the use of the B word as a actual slur. I don't know what the lines are. I don't know where the lines are, but I think it's misogynistic to actually call a woman a bitch. Now, I was saying it as if Eamonn Holmes was saying it because he's a misogynist, but. And sometimes I occasionally use it in a sort of the nice way, like Charlie Higson would say, the nice way, when I call someone a silly bitch. Oh, you silly bitch! Like, like if a gay person said it and got away with it, oh, you silly bitch. But I don't think Anne Robinson's actually a bad bitch. Like, she just said something in an interview. They probably got taken out of context in the interview anyway, didn't it? They probably probed her on something and she just said something wrong. But Eamonn, anyway, you can't go up to her in the airport and tell her you're going to knock her fucking head off with it. And also, like I said, like, he could have said, hey, Anne, do you remember that thing you said about my kids? Well, you were wrong about that, Anne. It got me cross, right? But he didn't say that. She was eating her muffin and having a cup of coffee or whatever in the airport lounge. I don't know what you get in the British Airways VIP. Probably muffins or like a croissant or some shit. Well, not a croissant because it's not British, is it? I suppose, what do I give a shit? I just want VIP food, so croissant it is. She's eating a pain au chocolat in the VIP lounge, and Eamonn just comes over to her, and he says, "I would knock your fucking head off." And like, she doesn't know exactly why. She thinks, is it that thing I said in the magazine, or was it that time he was on The Weakest Link, or was it when we did that watchdog about John Stalker's Sun warnings, and he had 50% in on the business? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Do you have to take account of... No, I don't think I do, but I just caution you about it anyway, just in case. So now I've said that, I don't think I do have to now, because I've said it. So there you go. But in general, no, I don't either, no. But still, I'd still say it. I think I set the tone there by calling her a bitch earlier, but I didn't want to like leave it hanging in the air like I'd sort of said it, and then you said it, and then everyone's saying it. So we're all good. The TV host said she responded to his anger by saying she was only joking, but later apologised for her comments while sitting on the plane together. I'm pretty fucking sure you did. He probably had her in a fucking headlock. You say sorry, Anne. Wait, he's not Scottish. Scottish. You say sorry, Anne. You fucking bitch. No, he's Eamonn Holmes. Big up. Wait, where does he come from? He's Northern Ireland, doesn't he? Big up Eamonn Holmes now. Eamonn fucking Holmes. Big up Eamonn Holmes now. I'm gonna knock your fucking head off, Anne Robinson. You're a fucking bitch. Anne fucking Robinson. I'm gonna knock your fucking head off. Yeah, and then he said that to her, and then she's on the plane, sat next to, like, she's got the window seat, and he's come in. There's no one else on the plane. It's very quiet. It's VIP, business class. She's got the window seat, and he's gone over, and he's sat down in the middle seat next to her, with like no other places. No, he could sit anywhere, and he's gone and just, do you want? Is this seat taken? And he's just gone and sat right next to her, and she's like, shit. I'm sorry, Eamonn, that I said that on the telly. Oh, you're fucking right. You're fucking sorry. You're fucking sorry now. Now I'm fucking sat on the fucking plane next to you. Jim McDonald from Coronation Street's there as well. I'll fucking give you a fucking kicking as well, Anne. They both sat there on the plane giving Anne shit all the way on the flight. Anyway, that's the news story that they published in OK Magazine about it. It goes on. Kelly Hayes caused dazzles. I don't know who she is, so that's the end of the Ruth. That's the end of Yahoo. This has been sponsored by Yahoo Life, which is the news service that I use. This is not GB News. This is Yahoo Life, apparently, that I've been reading. And Ruth Langsford, it turns out, is insanely jealous over Eamonn Holmes. So I can't wait for Eamon to come out and do the big expose, really. That's what I'm waiting for. Eamonn Holmes, Ruth Langsford. Let's put that in. Tremendous shock. That's a tremendous shock. It's a tremendous shock. Eamonn breaks silence 3 days ago. And that's just to say, thank you for your fucking support, you fucking shit munchers. And yeah, there's no more of that. I'm waiting for him to do a GB News exclusive interviews. Sorry, excuse me for my hiccups. But I think behind the scenes they're probably still having arguments and threatening to reveal things about each other, so they're both afraid to pull the trigger, maybe. He smacked a bum.
See, you were blocking me. You were in the way there. So
I was just about to speak.
Yes, you do the next bit because I'm just doing a spin to win
I was going to
update
say
on Twitter there.
Are they alright with their legs? It looks like there's something wrong with his legs. So that's him smacking her bum on the telly. I don't know if that proves anything. They got the... Oh, whoa. Did you spot it? Did you spot it? Did you spot it? It's all well and good smacking a bum, Eamonn. What's this? Come on, internet. The pineapple is often used as a decorative item in swingers' homes as a way to signal to other swingers that they're welcome. Additionally, many swingers may use the symbol of the upside-down pineapple to identify each other in public. The upside-down pineapple is a symbol for swinging culture in colonial America. Whoa. Apparently. So... I mean, that proves it there, look. Look at his face. Look at his face, that man. He said, you're going to be... This is from BuzzFeed, this is, right? So they said to him, you're going to be doing some modelling today. And he's like, oh, brilliant. Because that's the job that, you know, they're going to pay you for some modelling. This is going to be good. And he gets there and he's like, put on this shirt. And he's like, pineapples, is it? Del Monte? BuzzFeed, Del Monte, what are we doing? And they've said, yeah. And he's like, what's the article going to be about? Swingers. What do you mean swingers? Yeah, people who wear pineapple shirts, swingers and that. And he's like, yeah, but I'm not a swinger. I've just come to do the modelling today. And they've said, well, doesn't matter a shit, put on the shirt and take the photos. Can you smile more? I don't want to be a swinger. Who's swinging? Who's swinging? Big up Eamonn Holmes. Big up this morning. Big up fucking... They've got a pineapple, basically. It's tenuous, but I'll take it. That's their pineapple there, look. Just wallop in there. It's not upside down, but it looks like it's bronze, actually. It says it on the internet. It says pineapples are swingers. Absolutely factually says it on the internet. So I don't know about the bronze ones, but maybe the bronze ones are the Masons. He smacked her bum. Bad, naughty Eamonn.
Because you saw the lovely inflatable Christmas tree there, which I think will be a must-have in the Holmes household
Please
today.
don't tell me you're not bringing that home.
No, I was just using this by way of getting to our next item, which is also about things that have inflated. Just saying, darling, I'm full of admiration, but you have inflated, there's no doubt about it, right? So the bits that, Ruth, that have inflated today...
You should hear what some of the girls in the gallery are saying about you in my ear.
I
can't repeat
darling,
it.
I like you like this, but, however, we're going to stick a pin in it all till it's going to go psst. Bottoms
Right, explain
today.
this properly, why I'm actually doing this.
This is a series, right?
Yes,
this is a series of 12, a very special new series, and we are helping inflatable...
Is this what goes on the telly in the morning that I've not been watching? Because I just didn't watch... Right, when I was a kid, when I was younger, I suppose, I just thought, big ups Mark for the gifted tier sub, thank you very much. I don't know why nothing came up on the screen. His head and cheeks have inflated. I didn't watch Eamonn Holmes on This Morning because I thought he's a bit Like he occurred, like he feels a bit fake to me, and I find him a bit sinister. Like that's the way I've always felt. So I just never wanted to watch him, because in the morning I don't want to watch some fake weirdo like pretending to be fun on the telly. I just watch like other stuff or listen to the radio. So I never really watched it. I just thought he's not my favourite guy on the telly, and just never watched. But if this was going on, if there was like this weird sort of like, she can't be happy about that, surely. But then they were all laughing at him. Like, she's got another lady on the sofa with her, Doreen from Birds of a Feather, so they're probably both, you know, looking at each other going, fucking hell, Eamonn's doing it again, and he's making himself look bad, and they're thinking it won't be long before he gets the sack. Then I can divorce him, and I can carry on Loose Women. Like, she's having to do a big smile, but he's just said this bad things. Big ups, Joe. Yeah, good night. I'm going to go to bed soon as well. I'm not going to stay up late tonight. You've got a meeting with Ruth. You've got, what's the name of that channel? I should have, oh, where did the channel go? Hang on. History. There it is. There's your video. That's Ruth Langsford's toenails. If you want that. And actually, I should subscribe to Nail Passion, shouldn't I? Because, what the fuck's this? Okay, I think that's Bin back from the dead. I should subscribe to it because I want to bring it up again in the future, but like I'm going to want to know where the videos are, but I don't really want to subscribe to it because like, these ones are really long as well. Like, what's going on with that? It's like that. I suppose if you like toenails, then having them really big, like oversized, is like an extra good thing. In the same way as if you like, I don't know, like boobies, then having them big and oversized is good, maybe. Or is this like a specialist, like within the toenails market? I don't know. It's kind of like weird. Like it makes me think of like animals. Just kind of looks a bit like, or like a strange distortion. I don't know if it looks sexy. The feet are all glossy because they've been oiled, so maybe that's sexy. But it's almost like claws, isn't it? But then I suppose when you think about it, these long nails on someone's hands, they're almost like claws, aren't they? And like, although these are particularly long, in theory, long, you know, elegant painted nails like that are quite attractive, aren't they? So in theory, having like longer claw-like nails on your feet should also be attractive. I don't, is that right? No, well look, here's Bin. There you go. You can, I mean that, that's nightmares for you. So Nail Passion has got the combination as well. They've got the combination of videos from QVC and then really extreme fucking whatever that was that I just saw then. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh wait, Amanda Holden. Oh, that's her fingernails again. Fingernails are boring. It's toenails you want, look. QVC toenails.
Also, have a look at what Charlena's gone for. These are such a great sandal.
See, she's a professional model, so I can understand this one. Like, look, her toenails don't look fucking grotesque like everyone else's on the fucking channel. These look like normal. Like, if you had to give someone's toenails a little kissy, then you'd choose her, wouldn't you, over the other ones?
The Lysandra, amazing price. I mean,
because she's a model.
Get a moda pair of shoes of any kind of design.
So she's the foot model or whatever. You got nice feet, but then Ann Dawson.
Now these are lovely.
On the other hand, he's not in the not giving those a kissy, and it's a weird combination of things. Actually, I want to know if they got the most popular video. I never checked this. The most popular video has got one. No. Surely they can't claim the copyright and the revenue on this, though. Long nails on True Broke Girls, 1.4 million views.
I hope you're happy. I look like a Cambodian stripper. prefer to be called ping pong ball artists.
Bloody hell. Now, obviously, Ruth Langsford's feet haven't got as many millions of views as this, but even, like, okay, that's 1 million, and then it drops down, and it starts dropping down quite dramatically, but I suppose some of these are, like, very famous things, so someone might have searched for, like, loose women compare feet and talk foot fetishes. No way. Have loose women got so desperate for views that they showed pictures of their feet and talked about foot fetishes to appeal to the foot fetish viewers? Are they aware this is going on? And they've just decided, fuck it, we'll do a 3-minute segment. I can't watch that right now. Maybe we'll come back to that sometime. I don't want to see the feet of all the women in Loose Women. I've had enough of it now. But the most popular videos on here definitely deserve some further attention. I don't know who Catherine Huntley is. I don't know who Nina Taylor is, but there's her feet. It feels like a standard foot fetish video, that does, though, doesn't it? Nina Taylor's feet, Catherine Huntley's feet. But at some point, we start to go more like, look, foot model Sally from QVC. If you like feet, and
we have Sally on
again with the pause, it caught me off guard then.
So, Sally, I'm gonna just turn.
How's she a professional foot model? Maybe it's the camera angle.
So if you turn your foot, actually, why don't we do your right foot? So your right
That's
foot.
what they're shouting in his ear. Her foot looks awful. Use the other foot.
And stand sideways here. All right. And so what
they've drafted in a professional foot model for this because it's a foot thing. So at least get your feet in the right angle, make them look nice.
What we're going to do is show you.
There you go. Right, there's a foot on the board. So she's got a nice foot, and like they've gone from that professional foot model with nice foot. And even that, to be fair, like if you're a professional foot model, it's only a human foot, so you're going to have... I've got veins in my foot, but I would expect more makeup on the foot and more... like, I wouldn't expect all the veins in the foot. Anyway, look, the fucking... You've gone from that, right, which I can understand, professional foot model, if you're into feet, yeah? I can understand that. But you've ended up, like, down the road doing Heidi's dark blue toenails. And this just, like, strikes me that it's a slightly different look to professional foot model. This one's on Lorraine. She's definitely got veins in her feet. Not that it's bad to have veins in your feet as a human, but it's like the sort of... The spectrum of the fetish has turned into an area that... Like, it's moved into an area that I can't... I could understand the general, like, you know, someone with pretty feet, if you're into feet, but someone with not particularly pretty feet that's got their toenails exposed on the telly, I just think we're going a bit far now, aren't we? Like, it's just, does it no quality control anymore? And Amanda Holden's fingernails are a very popular feature on this. There's loads of them. But it's just
finish and this lovely ceramic.
Yeah.
Inside you can see the gravel, which makes it look so realistic.
Oh my god. A fake succulent plant. Why would you want a fake succulent plant? It's annoyed me, that has, as well.
Ceramic.
But that's just a very short clip of her fingernails. Mason's nails, they are. And like, they service this channel. I mean, you would, wouldn't you, if you'd had 1 million views? Or if you were just, like, horny over feet. I suppose it just does itself, doesn't it? Because they just, like, watch this shit and then just clip it. It almost feels a bit like an AI might do it, like a robot might do it, though. And, like, they picked... Look, hang on, look. They picked her, Jane Curtin. And it just, like, pauses from Third Rock in the Sun, Third Rock Next to the Sun or whatever. Like, that's a bit out of sync. Like, why that one there? A random one of her. I'm assuming the QVC ones are, like, relatively up to date, aren't they? Like, or are they random as well from, like, back in time? They do shorts. They do shorts, don't they? We've had a look at the shorts. They're mainly nails, the shorts. almost as if they're trying to get the views on some of these. Like the length of the nails being so shocking. Heather exercising just looks like, this one looks like... Oh, she has got long nails. She has. I was going to say this just looks like a, you know, standard pervy gym video, but she's got long nails as well. Not loads of views on the shorts though, but 1 million views on one of the videos. 1 million. And it's not even that, like, you know how I edited that thing from Channel 5 and Alan never shuts up about it. But I did actually do some work. Like, I'm not saying it was my content. Like, obviously they interviewed Paul Ansell, but I had to edit it into that format so that we could watch it like that. But this is different. This is just a clip. This is like, no one edited anything into any format. It's just literally, they took the clip and they put it up there. So they don't own any of it. They can't get any copyright, no money, no monetization. Although they might be able to, you know, maybe Two Broke Girls didn't copyright strike or flag them. But my guess is that most of this stuff is simply just copyright material just uploaded. But maybe they don't care because they just want to have a record of all these fingernail videos that they like. 2006, they've been at it for a while. What? They've been on this since 2006? 14 years ago is their oldest video. Like, they opened up... When did YouTube start? Alexa, when did YouTube start?
YouTube
2004?
1st of February 2005 by Chad Hurley, George Kareem and Steve Chen.
YouTube started on 2005, right? And they did their first video or they opened an account the year later. Like, they're one of the earliest YouTube adopters. And they do videos about fingernails. And they don't have an extensive catalogue, really, for someone who's been doing it for 14 years. Or maybe they do. I mean, a lot of it looks like QVC. I suppose they do. You could, when I say extensive, I mean I'm able to scroll through, and I'm already going 6 years ago, 5 years ago. Like, you know, it's not that many videos for that length of time, but there is quite a lot of them. So maybe they do have an expensive. It doesn't matter how extensive their catalogue is. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. Subscribe, just in case I forget it. Right, now we're going back to the subject of our video, which was that. She's insanely jealous of Ruth Langsford. Now, I've got a problem there, haven't I? Because they've gone together, those two subjects, somehow. Is that video's about the women's feet and this. Oosh. Oh, I don't know about this one. Oh, I should have said for YouTube, I should have said, hey, you be good, YouTube, and if you can't be good, you're naughty.